Hi, my name is Renee Anderson, and I'm a teaching artist with KidSmart here in New Orleans. Most recently, I've worked with kindergartners, first and second graders teaching visual art. Today, I'm going to share with you a story I wrote a few years ago. It is a fairy tale about a system in the forest called mycorrhizal networks, also known as the Wood Wide Web. Mycorrhizal networks are fascinating underground systems that connect different plants to one another so that they can communicate and share nutrients. I invite you all to look up more about it after the story. Time Entwines, The Birth of Fine Fungal Filaments, written by Renee Anderson, illustrated by Saturn Ladyheart, Aaron Richmond Havel, and Renee Anderson. Long ago, when the forest was just coming to life, the starlings were weaving their sunny songs. The trees were sprouting from seed. They began stretching tall and extending their branches wide, settling in for many years to come. Snakes slithered sneakily along the forest floor, and below the surface, the foxes were honing their tricks. At night, the wolves called to the moon. The forest was teeming with life and constant communication, but only one individual heard all of it. Alma was a tender being. She had a special gift. She could grow her hair longer than long, and it could reach so far that it wrapped itself like a vine around the trunks of old oaks, dug itself deep into the earth, connecting the roots of trees to one another. Alma's hair was like a sponge, absorbing the nutrients of the soil, but also the gossip of the birds. Her hair held the stories of the cypress and what it had witnessed over the course of its long life. She knew where the coyotes were planning their next hunt, and also where their prey, the rabbits, were asleep in their burrow. Sparrows made cozy nests amidst her long locks. She whispered warnings to the tiny mice as the snakes slid closer. Alma even became friends with the malevolent brown bat who had once bitten her. Each night she listened carefully to the wisdom of the barred owl. Alma felt very useful in her position. She had a purpose, and it was her job alone to carry and guide all who lived in the forest. She was so integrally a part of things. For a long time, she could not imagine anything else. But eventually, it became too much to bear all on her own. The weight of what she was holding started to feel too heavy. Suddenly, in spite of being a map for so many others, always helping them find their way, Alma herself felt lost. In the constant chatter of forest life, Alma could not find her own voice. So, she had to make a choice. She wanted to disentangle herself as the center of it all. But she worried that the forest system would collapse without her. What would serve as the map if she were to leave? Where would she go? Could she, or should she, cut off all her hair and start a brand new life? The story is unfinished on purpose. What do you think Alma should do? Should she cut off all of her hair and be free, or should she stay an integral part of the forest? If you decide to look up mycorrhizal networks or the Wood Wide Web, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I highly recommend you look at pictures and images of the web itself. You might think that it resembles a certain tangled nest of hair, perhaps belonging to a character named Alma. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for listening.